The Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort Sportsbook, Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, and Big Red Stores of Arkansas.
Arkansas is going to the Sweet 16.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
Asmus for the Elite Eight. Arkansas has won.
Now, here's Drew Barrett and Ty Richardson.
From the draft room right next to the Key Bank Center here in Buffalo, New York, about an hour and a half away from tip-off as your Arkansas Razorbacks take on the Catamounts of Vermont. Drew Barrett here live in Buffalo. Ty Richardson back in the studios in Barling, Arkansas, as it's been a long day of basketball, a long day of madness. We've even seen it here in Buffalo as the number 12 seed Richmond Spiders took down the number 5 Iowa Hawkeyes. Hopefully, there will be no madness in an hour and a half. It'll be chalk for the rest of the night, and the Razorbacks will be headed to the round of 32 against either UConn or New Mexico State. Ty, it's going to be a great matchup. Both teams are coming in very confident. We've heard the comments this week from Vermont. Their players, they seem very confident they can work the ball inside, even though they're a three-point shooting team. And Arkansas is coming off of probably one of their worst three-point defending games in over the last 2 months. It's going to be an interesting one. How do you see it all playing out?
I was a little nervous earlier this morning, not going to lie. And as I'm driving and thinking about how Eric Musselman is going to motivate his team tonight, the less and less nervous I got. Now, those nerves could be brought straight back and quickly if this team initially gets off to a slow start, which we saw last year against Colgate. It's very possible. But Arkansas has the better players, they have the better coach, and they have the better overall team. And I'm not going to lie, Drew, I'm a little jealous. I've gotten several texts from Morning Rush listeners and buddies that have made the way to Buffalo. You're there right now, really close to the KeyBank Center. I'm almost regretting, to a certain degree, letting you go. But I'm glad you're getting to go, man. This is an incredible experience. I know this is your first time covering an NCAA tournament. There is nothing like going to an event of this caliber.
There really isn't. It's been an incredible experience. I can't wait for it to continue, not only with the Razorbacks tonight, but tomorrow and on Saturday as they play in the round of 32. And where we're at right now, if you're listening to this on hitthatline.com, making your way on Buffalo, you got to get over here to the draft room, 78 Perry Street, right next to Key Bank Center. 24 beers on tap, ice cold. They've got the liquor flowing as well. It's St. Patty's Day. I've seen plenty of Jameson shots. I've seen some car bombs going. It's a happy time looking around. There's about 15, 20 Razorback fans still in here from the alumni event earlier, so you got some time. Like we said, still about an hour and a half away from kickoff time to come in here and grab a beer. But it's been a phenomenal experience. You know, I woke up this morning after I got off with y'all, got ready, got in the shower, kind of getting ready for the day, getting hyped, kind of just looked in the mirror and go, I'm going to the NCAA tournament today. This is a thing that I haven't done since 2008, and this is only the second time I've ever been at an NCAA tournament event. And this is my Disney World, just like it was for you at Indianapolis last year. So lucky and so thankful to all of our sponsors who have allowed us to give you guys the best coverage. Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort Sportsbook, the best way to bet on tournament action all March long at Arkansas's only casino resort. Big Red Stores, never pay for full price for gas again at your neighborhood Big Red store with Big Red Rewards. And, of course, Arkansas Scholarship Lottery. Over $1 billion in proceeds have provided 650,000-plus scholarships for Arkansans everywhere. So thank you guys to our sponsors. Thanks to the draft room for putting us up here tonight and to really just get ready. I mean, every second that goes by, the more excited I get and the more buzz I can feel from Razorback fans around the town.
And you should, man. This is a part of Arkansas' storied basketball history that they haven't necessarily got to experience the last 20 or so years. And you got to the round of 32 in 2017. You got to the round of 32 in 2015. But for the first time in over 20 years, last year, you got all the way to an Elite Eight and you ran in to what would eventually become the national champion and the best team in college basketball, the Baylor Bears. NCAA tournament basketball, for those who have been to any venue, Arkansas Razorbacks are related. There is nothing like it, the buzz. It doesn't matter if you're in Buffalo, New York, if you're in Indianapolis, Indiana, New Orleans, Louisiana. There are basketball fans everywhere. We've already seen a couple upsets today. We've seen some big games. I know Georgia State gave Gonzaga a scare for a good chunk of time. Richmond upset Iowa. We've already seen March Madness in its purest form. Just hoping we don't see it in the next hour and a half or so when that game tips off.
Yeah, Ty, and you talk about history, and if history repeats itself, the history is in the favor of the Arkansas Razorbacks over Vermont, because the Catamounts, they really don't have that much NCAA history. Haven't won a game in the round of 64 since 2005 when they knocked off the fourth-ranked Syracuse 60-57 overtime, lost in the round of 32 against the number 5 seed Michigan State. They have won a first four, one of the playing games in Dayton back in 2012, but they've gone 0-3 in their last tournaments back in 12, 17, and 19. So when you just look at the resumes of historically wise, you got to give the nod to Arkansas. Just so much more history, so much more historic seasons and banners that have hung from the Raptors. So when it comes to this Vermont team, I think we've all heard it all week and, leading up to tonight that they're going to try to slow you down, that they're going to try to play a half-court offense. And, Ty, I think the best way to keep Vermont out of that game is just to play fast, play controlled, but play as fast as possible.
Arkansas is going to get after it tonight. J.D. Note is going to be in transition. You're going to see Devontae Davis, Chris Likes get out on the break. And you got to make some shots. We were talking about earlier this morning and on halftime as well, Vermont is the number 1 team in all of college basketball in limiting opponents to offensive rebounds. The solution to that is crash the glass hard and also just hit your shots. I don't expect Arkansas to come out guns a-blazing, hitting 5 straight threes to open up the game. But I think these guys will get into a rhythm. They might be down at halftime, but to play fast, play controlled, but play fast. Eric Musselman does not want to see a lot of turnovers from his team tonight because on the other side, Vermont does not turn the ball over. But again, they haven't played the likes of anyone with the size, length, and toughness that Arkansas is going to be on defense. A top 15 team in the country on defense. That is what the Razorbacks are bringing in tonight. That's what they've held themselves to a standard of these last 20 or so games. And Eric Musselman's going to expect that from his team tonight.
Oh, he definitely is. And, I just happened to walk out of the media room as he's walking into the building earlier today. And the look of focus and just the seriousness in his eyes, you can tell that he is ready, that he's got his players ready. And the slow start comments that I've heard this week, and, that's what happened against Colgate. When I'm reading Eric Musselman and his body language, and I saw J.D. Note and Jalen Williams, Stanley Amude at the press conference, and everybody else here in the shoot-around, it was all seriousness. It was all game time, ready to go, and that was over 24 hours before the game. I honestly think Arkansas is going to get off to a hot start. I think they're going to punch Vermont in the mouth. They're going to get them uncomfortable. I think J.D. Note is going to play very scrappy defense. Now, when he does that, it can be a double-edged sword because we all know that if J.D. Note gets in foul trouble, especially in the first half, it could be some bad news for the Razorbacks.
Yeah, Arkansas can't afford for him or Jalen Williams to be in foul trouble. And I think y'all were talking to Alyssa Orange about this earlier this week. If you look at the box score and you see if their fouls are 3 or 4 less, then Arkansas's probably won the game. But if one of them fouls out or they each have 4 or something like that, then it's a little concerning. And it should be because those guys have been pivotal. When Jalen's gone out with foul trouble at points of the season, this team has struggled. Same goes with J.D. Note. And I asked J.D., that's the question I asked him prior to them arriving in Buffalo as we got a chance to catch up with him following the selection process at Donald W. Reynolds Razorback Stadium. He knows that. The Baylor game was lost. He goes out. He's the only one, I believe, at the time that had double-digit figures for Arkansas. That game was over as soon as he fouled out. Now he's even more instrumental, more valuable to this team, both offensively and defensively. It's very difficult in the NCAA tournament. We know the stakes are high, but I have noticed the officials seem to be letting these guys play, so maybe that can be in Arkansas's advantage tonight, especially with those two young men.
Yeah, they definitely have been letting them play, especially here in Buffalo. The only time that I've seen out of the first 3 games so far in Buffalo where they really didn't let them play was kind of the end of the Richmond-Iowa game. Iowa puts up a shot. Richmond gets a rebound. There's 3 seconds on the clock, and they call a travel on Richmond with Richmond up by 5 points. You think at that point you just let them dribble it out, let the game be done. But for the most part, they have let them play. On the other side of the break, I do want to talk about some of the guys that we haven't already touched on. You know, your Mudes, your J.D. Notes, and your Jalen Williams, kind of your reserves and your bench guys. Who's going to be that guy that steps up? You know, last year you look at the tournament, you saw Jalen Williams, Devo Davis, and J.D. Note, 3 of the big stars on this team, really emerge into what they've become and what they've shown that they can do this year, last year in the NCAA. So we'll get to that discussion and more on the other side of the break. If you want to join the discussion, feel free to call or text 877-377-6963. Also leave a comment on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram. We are streaming live there as well. So don't go anywhere. Ty and I will be right back with more Arkansas pregame as I'm live from the draft room right next to the KeyBank Center in Buffalo, right here on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com.
On the road to the Final Four with the Hogs is brought to you by Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort Sportsbook, Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, and Big Red Stores of Arkansas.
On average, someone wins with a scratch-off game from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery every 1.3 seconds. That means by the time I'm through talking, more than 23 people will cash a winning ticket. And it just might be this one.
The new multiplier tickets are here with top prizes from $5,000 to $500,000. So look for the ticket with the X.
Get your ticket today. It's time to play, scratch, and win. Call or text 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Live racing at Oaklawn is back, and it's bigger than ever.
They're off.
With more race days and more ways to enjoy them, starting Friday, December 3rd. With a new luxury hotel, more dining options, and world-class thoroughbred racing, this season is like no other. Book your escape, buy your seats, and make your dining reservations at Oaklawn.com today. Oaklawn, Arkansas's only casino resort. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
This is Arkansas Game Day live from Buffalo at the NCAA Tournament.
On average, someone wins with a scratch-off game from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery every 1.3 seconds. That means by the time I'm through talking, more than 23 people will cash a winning ticket. And it just might be this one.
The new multiplier tickets are here with top prizes from $5,000 to $500,000. So look for the ticket with the X.
Get your ticket today. It's time to play, scratch, and win. Call or text 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
At Clay Maxi Premium Pre-Owned in Fort Smith, we're taking a cue from our pal Jalen Williams by taking charge and bringing you our A-game in-store and online. Plus, we've made finding your next game-winning vehicle easier than ever with ClayMaxiFortSmith.com. You can view every premium pre-owned vehicle available all in one place. So don't get caught traveling. Visit Clay Maxi Premium Pre-Owned right here in Fort Smith and ClayMaxiFortSmith.com.
Head to toe, it's gotta be Jelco for hard work and the great outdoors.
With quality and price and comfort you like, and savings that you're looking for.
We've got the shoes and boots, steel toes too, outerwear and a whole lot more.
Head to toe, it's gotta be Jelco
for hard work and the great outdoors.
Hey, where's the rest of the beer?
I'm probably out unless you clowns brought some.
Well, I've already had 3. Who's going to get more?
Order it from your phone.
From where?
Sody's delivers.
You mean where my girlfriend gets her wine and those cheese plates?
And if you don't want to drive, that's where you can order it. My free beer is gone.
Sody's now delivers inside Fort Smith city limits. Just order from mysodys.com or download the Sody's app and order from your phone. Sody's Wine and Spirits. Experience different.
Law's Drug is open and ready to safely care for your family. Law's Drug is open 6 days a week and has an easy-to-use drive-thru to pick up your prescriptions or any of their over-the-counter medications or supplements. Or let Law's Drug deliver your medications for free to your home or business. Law's Drug, since 1950 at 6802 Rogers Avenue, behind Outback Steakhouse. Law's Drug, open 6 days a week to safely care for you and your family.
Your husband is pretty handy to have around. He makes the world's best mac and cheese. He's in the Tickle Monster Hall of Fame. And he can teach anyone how to throw strikes. But a busted pipe and a basement full of water?
Honey, I think we need a plumber.
Is a little out of his league. That's where a homeowner's policy from Shelter Insurance comes in handy. We'll help get your house back in order and your husband back to what he does best.
Ask Shelter agents Brandon Zimmerman or Chris Dooley about a free insurance review.
Gray Steel Structures Incorporated is a family-owned business based in Greenwood specializing in steel structures. Owner Will Gray has 20 years experience doing the job right and making sure you're satisfied with the structure you have a need for. Gray Steel Structures serves both commercial and residential customers. Whatever your need may be, mini storage, RV storage, home workshop, or any metal building need, make Gray Steel Structures your first call. Gray Steel Structures, 252-2783. That's 252-2783.
GraySteelStructuresInc.com. That's Gray with an A.
Carco Auto Sales takes great pride in serving Fort Smith, the River Valley, and eastern Oklahoma for over 40 years, offering a variety of quality, late model, low mileage vehicles at unbeatable values. The friendly and knowledgeable staff can help you find the car you deserve, priced to fit your budget. Carco Auto Sales will purchase your vehicle as well. Come see the team at 2810 Midland Boulevard or give them a call at 783-1722. Check them out online at buyfromcarco.com. Carco Auto Sales, when you're ready.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. This is Arkansas Game Day live from Buffalo at the NCAA tournament.
Eric Musselman's bunch has punched their ticket into the round of 32.
On the road to the Final Four with the Hogs is brought to you by Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort Sportsbook, Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, and Big Red Stores of Arkansas.
Arkansas is going to the Sweet 16.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
Asmus for the Elite Eight. Arkansas has won.
Now, here's Drew Barrett and Ty Richardson.
And welcome back to NCAA Arkansas versus Vermont pregame show right here on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com. I am Drew Barrett. He is Ty Richardson as I'm live at the draft room at 79 Perry Street right outside of the KeyBank Center as we are almost an hour away from tip-off for the Razorback versus the Catamounts. And you can get in touch with the show, 877-377-6963, or you can message us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. So, Ty, I wanted to talk about the guys that don't get a lot of the spotlight, right? Like, obviously, the big three of this Arkansas team. It starts with J.D. Note, and then it goes down low with the defense and the down low presence that Jalen Williams brings. Then it goes to Stanley Amude and the offense that he brings, and especially from the perimeter when he makes some of those great shots there as well. So what about outside of those three? Who is one of the next five? Because we're guessing he's going to stay with the same 7-8 man rotation that he has, that Eric Musselman has since the calendar turned over and Arkansas went on that long win streak. Who's the guy that you're looking at as a possible breakout performance, not just tonight, but throughout their tournament experience here for the Razorbacks?
Chris Likes had a really good game down there in Tampa, and I would love to see him continue on that. Devontae Davis also stepped up for this team several points this last year. He was kind of the catalyst to get them going against Colgate, hit the shot against Oral Roberts. He has not been the player that people expected him to be this season. Audice Toney had a really good Tampa appearance as well. He's entering tonight in his first ever NCAA tournament game, as is Stanley Amude, like you're saying. I think it's a combination of a bunch of people that need to hit some key shots and play some key minutes. We know that Eric Musselman keeps his rotation tight. You're going to see Kamani Johnson. You're going to see Chris Likes. You're going to see Devontae Davis, and that's probably it. So when those guys do come in, they don't have to fill it up for 20-plus points, but when they do get their opportunities with open looks, knock them down, get some offensive rebounds, dig it out of the post, and make some plays for your Hawks tonight.
Yeah, I think one of the two guys I'm really looking at and kind of think that Arkansas needs big performances from is a guy that you talked about in Chris Likes. He had a good game in Tampa, but we've also seen him have some really bad games. We've seen him have some games where he puts up some shots and you go, no, 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 and then he goes in and you go, yes. And then other games where you say, no, 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 and go, oh, my goodness, what was he thinking? Why is he taking that shot, especially early in the shot clock? We've seen games like that from Chris Likes. I think because of the scouting report that teams now have on Arkansas, you know, you have over 30 games in the tape to watch, and they know that J.D. Notae runs the game, runs the show. That if you can get J.D. Notae in foul trouble, especially early, then you have a chance. So that means if that does happen, Chris Likes has to step up. He has to be big. He has to be smart with the ball and has to take smart shots. And if he does that, I think that helps the Razorbacks not only win tonight, but hopefully win throughout this tournament. Another guy that I'm really looking at is Kamani Johnson, a guy that comes off the bench, brings that fire, brings that passion back into the game if there is some lulls in energy-wise for the Razorbacks. Kamani is that energy guy, that plug off the bench that can get you back those energy plays, can make those big plays for you. And I think just to have an extra presence down low with Jalen Williams, I think Kamani Johnson is definitely that guy. Now, on the Vermont side, I don't know if there's anybody that I'm extremely worried about. You know, they seem to be not a team of one or two guys, but a team that can hurt you from anybody if they get hot. They've got obviously Ryan Davis and Ben Shungu lead the team, 17.2 and 16.2 points per game respectively, but they do shoot the threes well. And Ty, is there a guy on this Vermont team that you can think of, beside whether it's those two guys or somebody else, that Arkansas has to focus on and has to shut down?
What's going to happen tonight, if I had to guess, is Eric Musselman is going to play Ryan Davis one-on-one like he did with Oscar Tshiebwe, Walker Kessler, and Colin Castleton. Those guys had big games, and Jalen Williams was kind of left on an island, but a lot of times the other guys on the other teams did not. You didn't have massive other games for Kentucky or Florida or Auburn. Those guys, a lot of them struggled, and that's because they were blanketing them from the three-point line. A lot of times teams will dig it out of the post with those guys. They'll get open looks. If I had to guess, that is the strategy that Muss is going to employ tonight. Shungu shoots it a ton. He has jacked up over 100 threes this season. He kind of has the J.D. Notae type of approach where if he gets an open look, he's going to take it. Doesn't matter if he's missed his last 6 shots. You hope you can contain him, because if just Ryan Davis is the only one that's scoring tonight, and again, you're leaving him one-on-one, Jalen Williams is going to get those misses. He's going to get outlet passes, and Arkansas is going to be running the other direction. I look for Eric Musselman to employ the same strategy that he used against Florida, Auburn, and Kentucky earlier this season, Drew.
Yeah, and those are some great games to point at because, like you said, Kessler, Tshiebwe, and Castleton, they all had great games. I mean, you look at the box scores, you think they all three had double-doubles. They all three put up points, had massive rebounds. Oscar Tshiebwe went 19 and 16 points and rebounds respectively, but Arkansas still got the win. And I think that, especially with Ryan Davis's comments yesterday in the postgame, that he feels like there's going to be opportunities for him to score down low, it's almost like Musselman wants him to do that. Like with Ryan Davis saying that that's his game plan and that's how he's going to play, it's almost like he's falling into Muss's trap before the game even starts, because while Ryan Davis is a good player, he's a good player for a mid-major team, he's no Oscar Tshiebwe. He's no Walker Kessler. And if you can get through guys like that, guys that are going to be first-round picks, and those two probably going to be lottery picks here in a few months in the NBA draft. If you can get through that, Ryan Davis doesn't scare you. And that's no disrespect to Ryan Davis. He's a good player, but he ain't no Sheboy, and he's no Walker Kessler.
It's one difference to do it against mid-major programs week in, week out. Gonzaga had a scare today against Georgia State, a 16 seed, and we're close until about 8 or so minutes left in the ball game, and then the Bulldogs kind of took over. They're just not used to playing the type of competition, talent, and coaching that they're going to face in the the NCAA tournament, featuring 6 SEC teams, and I'm talking about mid-majors across the board. Now, that doesn't mean they can't win because we've seen that, but I think that with Eric Musselman, with the amount of time it has, and let's be honest, whether it's former President Barack Obama, whether it's Jay Billis, whether it's the Mark Titus and Tate Frazier, and several other sports media members and basketball analysts that have come out and said they're picking Vermont in this game. It's like Musk told you yesterday and the rest of the media yesterday. He's showing these guys the clips. You think they're not going to be motivated walking into the KeyBank Center tonight knowing that they won 15 of 18 games heading into this stretch? And there's still people who don't think they can beat Vermont. Vermont! They're not going up against Gonzaga. They're not going up against Kansas. They're not going up against Baylor or Arizona. This is Vermont. Big difference. And if I was you can tell there's frustration in my voice, and I'd be as angry as I'll get out that someone thought that this brand of basketball was going to lose to a team that even though they're sporting the Irish tonight in green, there's no luck that's going to be on Vermont's side tonight. None. And I hope Arkansas plays, and I hope Arkansas runs them out of the gym tonight. I hope the Razorback social media accounts clip out every single national sports analyst that thought it was a good idea to pick against Arkansas, because all you do is fuel against them. I hope everyone picks against Arkansas the rest of the way, because all that's going to do is motivate this team. It motivated the football team when people said KJ Jefferson wasn't going to be good. The team wasn't going to be good. The basketball teams used it as motivation, and they're going to use it tonight. And in the second half, I don't expect it to be close. I think Arkansas takes its advantage and really gets after them in the second half, especially late.
Hey, love the passion. Couldn't have said it any better myself, and I'm completely with you. I think that we're going to have a lot of comments on Twitter about Jay Billis and these national guys when it's all said and done, about 11:30 Eastern time, 10:30 back in the natural state, because we are live here in Buffalo at the Draft Room, 97 Perry Street, right next to the KeyBank Center. We're here thanks to our great sponsors in Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort Sportsbook, the best way to bet on tournament action all March long at Arkansas's only casino resort. Big Red stores never pay full price for gas again at your neighborhood Big Red store with Big Red rewards. And, of course, Arkansas Scholarship Lottery. Over $1 billion in proceeds have provided 650,000-plus scholarships for Arkansans everywhere. And when we come back, we'll take your texts, we'll take your calls, your comments, and we'll break down more of this Arkansas Razorback versus Vermont Catamounts game coming up in less than an hour. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com.
On the road to the Final Four with the Hogs is brought to you by Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort Sportsbook, Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, and Big Red Stores of Arkansas.
State sales tax paid on every pre-owned vehicle on the lot, now through the end of the month at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. You heard right. State sales tax paid on pre-owned vehicles at Harry Robinson. You'll save hundreds, even thousands, with sales tax paid. This sale does not apply to previously negotiated deals. Don't miss your chance to get your state sales tax paid now through the end of the month on every pre-owned vehicle on the lot. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 at Fort Smith.
Gray Steel Structures Incorporated is a family-owned business based in Greenwood specializing in steel structures. Owner Will Gray has 20 years experience doing the job right and making sure you're satisfied with the structure you have a need for. Gray Steel Structures serves both commercial and residential customers. Whatever your need may be, mini storage, RV storage, home workshop, or any metal building need, make Gray Steel Structures your first call. Gray Steel Structures, 252-2783. That's 252-2783.
GraySteelStructuresInc.com. That's Gray with an A.
Hey, where's the rest of the beer?
I'm probably out unless you clowns brought some.
Well, I've already had 3. Who's going to get more?
Order it from your phone.
From where?
Sody's delivers.
You mean where my girlfriend gets her wine and those cheese plates?
And if you don't want to drive, that's where you can order it. My free beer is gone.
Sody's now delivers inside Fort Smith city limits. Just order from mysodys.com or download the Sody's app and order from your phone. Sody's Wine and Spirits. Experience different.
Late breaking news. Central Hydraulics has teamed up with Wacker Neuson to meet your ever-growing equipment needs. Wacker Neuson offers loaders, excavators, skid steers, telehandlers, and more. Central Hydraulics is also your Gates Hydraulic Hose Center. Stop by today at 6104 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith. Central Hydraulics, helping you move the world.
It's not going to stop. It's not going to stop until you get something done. Yeah, I know the game is on, but the faucet is still dripping, the toilet keeps running, and the drains won't drain, and on and on. You need to call West Ark Plumbing and let them do the dirty work while you enjoy the game. Call them at 646-5151 and watch the ball game without the West Ark Plumbing, 646-5151.
Your husband is pretty handy to have around. He makes the world's best mac and cheese. He's in the Tickle Monster Hall of Fame. And he can teach anyone how to throw strikes. But a busted pipe in a basement full of water?
Honey, I think we need a plumber.
Is a little out of his league. That's where a homeowner's policy from Shelter Insurance comes in handy. We'll help get your house back in order and your husband back to what he does best.
Ask Shelter agents Brandon Zimmerman or Chris Dooley about a free insurance review.
Thanks for calling Toyota. This is Jan. How can I help?
Hey, Jan. Say, is now a good time for a new Toyota?
You bet it is. Now through April 4th is the perfect time to shop for a RAV4, Tundra, Tacoma, Corolla, and more.
Amazing. I was just thinking of a RAV4.
Well, imagine yourself in a RAV4. Where would you go first?
Okay, I've just got my RAV4. I am picking up my friends and going out to lunch to celebrate.
Perfect. A bistro? A deli?
Skinny Al's Barbecue.
Whoa, okay. I love barbecue.
Huh. Well, then you should imagine yourself digging into the best ribs you've ever tasted.
I'm imagining you inviting me.
My imaginary self thought you'd never ask.
Let your imagination run wild at your participating Toyota dealer. Whether you're imagining yourself in a sporty Camry, versatile Highlander, or the spacious Venza, now's the time to ready, set, go get your Toyota today. Toyota, let's go places. Dealer inventory may vary.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. This is Arkansas Game Day live from Buffalo at the NCAA tournament.
Zarek Musselman's bunch has punched their ticket into the round of 32.
On the road to the Final Four with the Hogs is brought to you by Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort Sportsbook, Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, and Big Red Stores of Arkansas.
Arkansas is going to the Sweet 16.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
Asmus for the Elite Eight. Arkansas has won.
Now, here's Drew Barrett and Ty Richardson.
And welcome back to Arkansas Game Day as Ty and I are getting you ready as we are less than an hour from tip-off here in Buffalo, New York at the KeyBank Center. I'm live from the draft room right next door at 97 Perry Street as we are getting super close. We got New Mexico and UConn going right now. I think there's about 10 minutes left in that game. So fingers crossed we might actually, and this is a big deal, especially when you're the last game of the session, get started on time. New Mexico State's actually leading 45-38.
How about that?
Yeah, I know. Could be a different matchup than what we all thought in the round of 32 if the Razorbacks are able to beat the Catamounts of Vermont. 877-377-6963. Going to the phone lines, Brad and Van Buren, welcome to Arkansas Game Day. What are your thoughts on the Hogs tonight?
Go ahead,
Did you
Brad.
say Brad?
Yeah, go ahead, Brad.
Sorry, my phone buzzed out when you said my name. Ty, I'm like
you good?
you. I watched about 3 minutes of Vermont today highlights, and immediately I could not believe that this was the darling pick of the national media for this. The last I checked, the line was -4.5 for Arkansas. As an attorney, it's unethical for me to tell folks to do something that is against the law. If it were not for that, I would be telling everyone to get all over that line. The problem is it's stealing. That line is so disrespectful. We're going to cruise. Go get it. You're not going to sweat. Go Hogs. And can I plug Coffee with Counsel, Ty?
Do it, man. Might as well.
Go check out Coffee with Counsel if you're not with me and Kevin Hickey. You guys have a good night.
Good stuff, Brad. Yeah.
Hey, appreciate it, Brad. Yeah, I'm in New York, where luckily I can put some money on the game because it is legal, and I may or may not have already. So
I had
it's a great line.
Drew, I got a text earlier. I know you and I enter the gambling world. I like to talk about it. I'm all talk though. I really haven't gambled consistently since sophomore year. Had a buddy text me over today. Put $400 on the Arkansas money line to win 120. So he is highly confident in the Arkansas Razorbacks. And to Brad's point, I think a lot of people, when you look at this game and you see the Darling pick, you see the 5-point line, you see Vermont winning 22 of 23, I get it. I get it from people who haven't watched Arkansas basketball. Arkansas basketball could play a middle-of-the-road game tonight and still win. Now, do you want that to happen? Absolutely not. You want them to curb stomp these guys. You want them to get it done early. You want them to step on their throats and end the game. I just don't think, unless Arkansas shoots 20-something%, which they are capable of doing, this team gets in ruts and can't seem to get out of them, especially if JD or Jalen get in foul trouble. I think this team is just too motivated, though. And I think they're too amped up, not to the detriment of the basketball team, but it would be one thing if this was a 15, 17-point line. But all they've heard all week, because Muss has been preaching to them, no one thinks you're going to win. You're the upset pick. You guys can't get past this round. You guys got clocked by A&M. What makes you believe that you're going to win this game? All that he's been doing is just feeding them the rat poison that Nick Saban likes to characterize. And I think that is going to motivate. This team does not deserve to be on the same hardwood as Arkansas based on who they played. No shot. None.
Yeah, and that seems to be the same opinion that we're getting on our text line. Lance says, give me the Hogs by 10. Zach from Paragould says, Hogs roll tonight. Going to come out and punch them right in the mouth and see how much blank they are talking after that woo dang pig. So, yeah, a lot of people are kind of taking a step back, taking a slight at the national media and what they've been saying about Vermont, the quote-unquote darling of the NCAA tournament and the West region. When we come back, we'll give our final thoughts on the game, lead you right up to Chuck and Z's pregame. And just want to remind you guys that we are here thanks to our great sponsors like Arkansas Scholarship Lottery. Over $1 billion in proceeds, have provided 650-plus scholarships for Arkansans everywhere to Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort Sportsbook. The best way to bet on tournament action all March long at Arkansas's only casino resort. And we can't forget about Big Red Stores. Never pay full price for gas again at your neighborhood Big Red Store with the Big Red Rewards. 877-377-6963. We'll take some of your final thoughts and mine and Ty's on the other side as we get you ready for Arkansas versus Vermont right here on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com.
On the road to the Final Four with the Hogs is brought to you by Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort Sportsbook, Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, and Big Red Stores of Arkansas.
I told you that front tire needed air.
I know, Dad.
Where's the tire iron? I told you, always keep a tire iron and a jack.
I know, Dad. I got it. Roadside assistance is included with my shelter insurance auto policy. It's one of the reasons you told me to get it, remember?
Maybe you do listen after all.
At Shelter, listening to you is what we do best.
Ask Shelter agent Phil Hicks about a free insurance review.
Before you buy that next car or truck, stop by Broadway Motors in Van Buren. The best of the best for 2 straight years. Michael and his team offer the best prices on the best quality pre-owned vehicles in the River Valley. They invite you to stop by and check it out for yourself. Or if you prefer to check out their inventory online or even do your financing online. Michael has built his reputation as a husband, father, and owner-operator since 2006. Broadway Motors, 806 Broadway in Van Buren, or online at BroadwayMotorsAR.com.
When it comes to your gas bill, one size does not fit all. So AOG offers many payment options. Did you know you can arrange to pay online with the click of a mouse or pay by phone? You can even sign up for automatic bill payment from your checking or savings account. AOG also has a paperless billing option to reduce that clutter in your mailbox. Of course, you can bring your payment to our 24-hour drop box or to one of many convenient locations throughout our service area. To find a payment option that's a perfect fit, visit AOGC.com.
March Madness is approaching. Make sure you have everything you need for the games by stopping by Four Corks Wine and Spirits. Choose from a wide selection of bourbons and whiskeys, craft beers, and a great selection of the coldest imports in town. Take advantage of the walk-in humidor for an A-list selection of cigars, or enjoy the elegant climate-controlled wine cellar of hand-selected wines. It's all here at Four Corks Wine and Spirits, just past the intersection of Mazard and Zero towards Ben Guerin.
March is here at Frank Rowe Furniture, and it's my birthday month. Since it's my birthday month, I'm having a big sale with hundreds of dollars off savings on furniture. Not only are we offering big savings, you won't pay a dime on sales tax. That's right, no sales tax on cash or finance prices. I'm not done. We are knocking off $25 on all deliveries. In-store no credit check financing, family owned and service after the sale. Frank Rowe Furniture, best seats in the house.
At Southern Tire Mart, we look out for you and your vehicle. Come visit us for America's most trusted brands like Michelin Tires and top-of-the-line service. You can depend on Southern Tire Mart and Michelin Tires to keep you rolling. Come see us at Southern Tire Mart, just off I-540 exit 14 in Fort Smith, for Michelin tires that fit your needs and service that cares for you like family.
Are you looking for a great deal on a previously owned vehicle but want to avoid high-pressure sales? If so, you need to visit Edwards Auto Sales in Roland. For over 30 years, Ernie Edwards and his staff have helped folks from Arkansas and Oklahoma River Valley buy a quality vehicle and offer a buy here, pay here program as part of their services. Some restrictions may apply. Come visit Edwards Auto Center newly remodeled facility, 3 miles west of the Garrison Bridge, the first car dealer on your right, or log on at edwardsautosalesinc.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. This is Arkansas Game Day live from Buffalo at the NCAA tournament.
Zarek Musselman's bunch has punched their ticket into the round of 32.
On the road to the Final Four with the Hogs is brought to you by Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort Sportsbook, Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, and Big Red Stores of Arkansas.
Arkansas is going to the Sweet 16.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
A-Smith for the Elite Eight. Arkansas has won.
Now, here's Drew Barrett and Ty Richardson.
And welcome back to Arkansas Game Day as we are live in Buffalo at the Draft Room, 97 Perry Street, right next to the Key Bank Center, where Arkansas will take on the Catamounts of Vermont here in about 40 or so minutes, depending on how long New Mexico State and Connecticut game takes. Ty, just a few more minutes left before we hook up with Chuck and Z. What are your final thoughts on this game?
I think there's going to be several guys that step up tonight, starting with J.D. Note and Jalen Williams. It's one thing to be the sixth man. It's one thing to be a true freshman and playing and starting like he did last year. He was a big part of the team. Now this is the 1-2 punch. It's not Corliss and Scotty, but this is a combination that has been on several All-SEC teams, Jalen and J.D. being first-team All-SEC. JD's been on several All-American lists. They're going to have the pick and roll going tonight. Jalen's going to hit his pick and pop. JD's going to get whatever he wants in the lane tonight. I think those guys combine for 40+, and that sets the tone for the rest of the team. Arkansas wins handily in the second half, Drew.
Hey, I am with you. I think Arkansas starts out hot. They start out fast against this Vermont team that we've talked about that likes to slow it down, likes to keep the game in a half-court fashion, and likes to pass it around. Because if you're able to get to the shot clock down to below 10 and you've passed the ball 5-6 times, then something's going to break down in the defense and they're going to be able to score. So I think Arkansas does a great job defensively. I think Arkansas comes out. Jalen Williams has a great game. J.D. Notte does his thing. He stays out of foul trouble. Hogs get the win easily and are looking forward to playing either UConn or New Mexico on Saturday. That will do it for us here from Arkansas Game Day, as I'm live from the draft room next to the KeyBank Center. And we just want to thank our great sponsors. Personally, I do, because this has been a dream come true. I want to thank Oaklawn Casino, want to thank Big Red Stores, and of course Arkansas Scholarship Lottery for their support and for sending me here. I also want to thank Ty and Tommy for having the faith and the trust to send me as well. It's been a blast, and I cannot wait for it to continue on Saturday. For Ty Richardson, I'm Drew Barrett. Have a great night, and go Hogs.